Welcome everybody to Jennifer's Cichlids. Today we're going to be doing a 40-gallon breeder build, and this is going to be so exciting because I'm going to be doing a micro fish tank this time because I got these beautiful cichlids back here and I want to be able to do a smaller version of this tank back here, and I am so excited. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, put the notification bell on all so you guys can see all my upcoming videos. I do a lot of educational ones. If you guys want to see any future, look back and see all my other educational, how to start a fish tank, just like, you know, I mean, right when you get a store, because I know how excited all of you guys are building a tank, because I'm excited. I get a new fish tank and I'm like, I gotta do it now. I gotta do it now. And but sometimes you gotta sit back and go, you know what? Patience is a virtue with fish tanks, and this is a wonderful, wonderful day for me because I got pretty much everything all set besides the background, which I'm gonna have to go run to the store, and I totally forgot my background, or I might show you guys the paint that I might use. I don't know if I'm going to use that paint. I might try it and see how it comes out. If not, I can just scrape it all off and get that black background and put that on there. I am so excited, so let's keep going. Let's get going to the build. We're out here. I'm going to show you guys. This is the 40 breeder that we're going to be setting up today. So it's already been pre-washed, checked for any leaks because it's been sitting outside a little bit ever since I upgraded. This was my peacock tank, my peacock cichlid tank. Now they're in the 75-gallon. And this is the stuff that we're going to be using today. This already been washed. So far right now we got some river stone, and there's a lot of beautiful colors. You want to actually wet it down. You can see all the beautiful colors in it. This one has a lot of grays and yellows. This one is river stone. You can get this at Home Depot for about $12 a bag. And this is what I got at the pet shop. This one has a beautiful red and orange tones. So I figured this is going to be a beautiful accent gravel. And I do have these stones that I've had for a very long time with this beautiful red and white stone. This one is also another red and white. This is orange. I got some yellow and stuff like that. And this is the wood that I've gotten. I wet it down so you guys can actually see the colors in the wood. This is actually reptile wood. You can use this wood and it's cheaper than going to buy the wood that is meant for fish tanks. This is only the same damn wood, but not as expensive as it because it's been cut. So you can hide these cuts really, really easily by facing the wood down, turning it, also putting plants on it. So I have a lot of plants that I'm going to be putting in the tank, so it's going to be hiding it a lot. And here's some beautiful moss that's already been growing on it. So this is the wood that we're going to be using today. I got each piece for between $14 and $20 a piece, and these are about, this is the longest one. This piece right here is about 24 inches long. And we're going to be using this kind of sand inside of it. I got two different kinds of grades. So I got the tiny minute. I got some really good sand. And then I got some more of a kind of a bigger kind of sand. So we can use this as an accent. So this is all the products we're going to be using today. And since I already have substrate that already has nutrition and good bacteria in it that we're going to be using for the bottom of the tank for the plants and everything else, you can go to your Amazon or your local shop and get pond soil. And you're going to take 2 cups of gravel with 1 cup of little bit of sand and a little bit of the pond soil and mix it together, and that's going to be your base. Also, if you want to do a kicker, you can also put some API tablets, crush those up like into a powder form, sprinkle that on top, and then you're going to be putting the fine sand on top, and then put on your accent rocks on top of that. So that gives it a good layer for the plants to grow into and stuff like that. So let's get it going back inside and let's get this tank put together. Guys, time to do the paint. So I'm only going to show you guys the first layer and how I do it. Everything is pretty much what you always have in the garage, you know what I mean, from leftover painting jobs and everything like that. If not, you can just go to local Home Depot and buy the things that you need. So what I have is the paint that I have. I have a paint sample that I've had that I chose not to use for my house, and I have all of this. So I took a paint roller and I cut it in half just to fit the little section that I do need. So we're going to be doing this, doing layers like this about 3 times. So we're going to be doing this 3 times every time, and then blow drying in between. So I'll show you guys the first time I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to try to speed that process up. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but I will show you guys after it's completely dry. You guys start, make sure to put very little paint on your roller, okay? So we got the plate, and we're going to start rolling back and forth on this very little bit. And then if it doesn't get on the black, it's okay. We can just wipe that off after we're done, because you got paper towels. And we're going to do a small layer all the way across. I don't mind being a little messy. Very thin layer. After you guys are done with the first layer of the tank, which is all the way across, we're going to blow dry it, okay? So then you're going to take your dryer, put it on high, which I forgot to push that in. This is the first layer. If you get it on the black, don't worry about it. Either you can tape it, or you can just take a little bit of sponge, like an old sponge from your kitchen sink, get a little water and clean that all up, and it comes out really, really clean, as you can see. I got a little bit on there, but it's okay. So this is the first coat. See how very light that is? That's exactly what you want to do, is make sure it's a light, you know, light coat. And then we're going to blow dry it, and we're going to do that a couple more times. And then next time you guys see me, which is your time, 1 second. Mine is probably going to take me about 30 minutes, 45 minutes to do this. And then we're going to show you guys how it comes out. Well, guys, it is done, and I even put a light on it. So there is, everything is all done. I think it looks really good. We're going to see how it turns out when we put all the decorations in there and everything else like that. I'm not going to be pushing against the wall, but it'll be fine. But I think once we put the substrate, it's going to have like a beige background on the bottom. And you know, it might actually look really, really good when you put the water in it. So let's see. Now we got time to, we got to break down the 20 gallon right here, which I have this on there to hold my phone to show you guys the other stuff. So we're going to be taking down this tank and getting this area ready to set up the other one and move the fish out. and I will see you guys in a minute. All right, guys, this is done. I think it actually came out really, really well with the lighting and the color scheme. The color scheme that we are going for will make this a really bright tank that will enhance the wood and everything else like that. So far, so good. And now we're gonna take this. All of the substrate that's already in here is full of good bacteria, nutrition for the plants, everything like that. This is going to be the base of my bottom of the 40 gallon, and then we're going to be putting a thin layer of this stuff, because this is full of all different kinds of, you know, sands and aqua soil and gravel that I'm just going to mix, and I'm going to throw it all in there, and it's going to be a great base, because all this black is like all the malm and everything that is, you know, I mean, settles in the bottom of your tank and helps build that good bacteria. So if you do have an old tank and you're upgrading, like, you know, what we're doing today, this is what you're going to want to do. You want to take a cup, use your old substrate, and you can also, if you wanted to, add more aqua soil to this, mix that up together, and throw some more API tablets. Depends on how long this your tank was set up. Like if it's more than a year, I do recommend you doing that. So this is going to be a great day for this day, because this has only been set up for like 6 months. So I know the substrate in here is still have a lot of nutrition for the plants, for the root bearing plants, and for the, you know, for the Nubius and the Java fern and stuff like that. That is all going to be in the water column with API. So we're going to start baking this substrate in this far corner, because this is where I want most of my height. So we're going to put a lot of nutrition over here, because I want to put plants in the back. So we're going to actually get all that stuff together, and we're going to bake it to the other side. So I'm going to finish this, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like in a minute. Get up close and personal with you guys. See how if you look at this, I banked it, and see how it slowly drops. So when I'm going to actually go get the sand, and we're going to start capping this. So I'm making sure it's away from the glass, so you guys won't, so it won't be seen. This part will not be seen, but this is actually a really good way to keep the good bacteria going in your tank. So when you start cycling your tank, it'll actually help with the cycling. So we actually banked all that up and made sure it was pulled away from the walls. As you guys can see here, it's all pulled away. So then I will actually start laying sand from the front, so it doesn't go forward. We're going to start from the front to the back. Now we're going to be taking the sand that I showed you guys earlier in the video, and we're going to start sprinkling this in the front all the way down and all the way to the back, giving it a good about an inch to an inch and a half, almost 2 inches of sand. So this is your capping layer to keep all the nutrition, all of that stuff from coming back up again. I think this is going to actually look really, really good. It's going to look like a beach. So, I'm going to throw more in this corner. Swipe it down. gravel in the front. And then what I'm going to do, since I don't have a lot, I'm not going to have any, my peacock cichlids or any here or anything else like that. I want to take the higher grain sand, which, if you guys can see, I will show you guys this. This sand is a lot different than your other kind of sands. So this is more grainy. So I'm going to have that put inside here on the top layer, because this one is really, really fine. So this is going to be a lot different and give it more definition within the gravel. All right, guys. So now after we're doing with all of this, we're going to start setting the wood inside here. And it's going to take a minute, but we're going to figure out what designs we would like to do. So I'm going to set the stuff in here, and then we're going to figure out what we want to do with the compensation or the design. Sorry, I'm not going to use high-tech words today. With the design that we want to use. So far, you know, I mean, just threw it in there. You can actually just chuck it in and see what happens, or you can actually sit back and relax. And we're going to look at the design, because I want the wood to come out of the tank, so we can actually I'm going to be putting plants on here and having it set in like I do with this piece. In this tank, I actually have it sitting. If you guys can see that, I can actually have a plant sitting on a piece of wood that comes out of the fish tank. So that is the plan. We're going to see. And then we're going to be putting also some really, really beautiful stones inside this tank. So I'm just going to show you guys a really quick kind of way to do it. So hold on one second. Let me show you guys. So we're just going to be throwing this in here just really quick. And then this is going to be a design. And then we're going to figure out how else we're going to do this and what other pieces we want to do. We're going to make it almost look like a riverbank. Like things have gotten stuck inside of there. Some smaller pieces. And you want them to actually, your rocks, to be more inset in the sand, because it looks more natural when the rock is barely poking out compared to it just sitting there like these. So we're going to squish them into the sand and pick what spots we want them. And it's probably going to take me a minute, because I really want to figure out what kind of design I want in this tank. But so far, I actually really like that blue background. It makes the everything else pop, and when this becomes wet, this is going to become a dark color. So this is going to be really, really nice, and I cannot wait to show you guys more. All right. Well, now we got all the wood and the rocks in here perfectly the way I would like it, because I want it to explode into this direction, which you guys can see. And we're going to be sitting here, going to be gluing all the glue points with the rocks, and make sure all that, and we're going to start, and then we're going to fill it up with, we're going to be doing some accents. So we're going to be doing the gravel. So I got this beautiful gravel down here, which you guys probably can't see because there's not a lot of light here. This is the gravel we're going to be using that I showed you guys earlier, and then we're going to be scattering it along the rocks like so in the back corner, because this is where we're going to be planting. Scattering it all inside here like this. This is a time when you can have fun designing your tank. You know, actually really, really thinking about where you want to put things. How do you want it? Because I want to make sure this stuff looks actually kind of like the way it's supposed to. Because this is a foreground right here. This is what you're going to be seeing mostly. So we're going to be putting that stuff, and we're going to be doing extra, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the rest of this. All right, guys, now we're going to be putting in this beautiful river stone, as you guys can see right here. I already put a couple pieces right here, as you guys can see. There's a lot of fun stuff that you can do with your tank, and I'm just going to literally throw it in here and just let it land where it's supposed to be. I don't care. I think it looks, I'd rather have it not placed. I'd rather just kind of whatever. And I think this is going to look really nice because we're going to be planting in all of these, all this front part, and we're going to leave it. I think that's pretty much enough. I think that's good enough. Throw one couple right there and a one right there. I think that's pretty much enough. So with the leftover gravel, that the small gravel right here, as we have left over this, I'm going to put it in the background, because when we plant back there, and I put the Vallisneria in the back and then all the stem plants we want to put in here, it's going to help grip it really well, and you're really not going to see it because it's going to have all the plants and all the back pockets. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour it back here, where I'm going to be putting a lot. And it's going to be easier also when you guys clean your tanks and you want to refill it. It's not going to mess up all the substrate. So we're going to leave that like that. We're going to put one in this far corner as well. Okay. So that's pretty much all of the rock and all of the substrate that we're going to be putting in today. And we're going to be filling this tank up after I'm going to be doing all the glue points, and then I'll bring you guys right back after that. Bring you guys up and close and personal so you guys can see this up close. We're going to be putting all the glue points in here. As you guys can see, we're going to be gluing right here, back inside here along this rock. There is a rock back there for that to be glued. We're going to glue all inside here, and we're going to be covering those glue points with some Anubias so you guys really don't see the glue. And eventually I'm going to be getting some boosts, and we're going to be covering these spots so you can't really tell all of these end points. But I think it's going to look wonderful once I get the plants hooked onto these end points, and you're going to have the roots. You're going to have the roots coming down, and the plant's going to be coming up and above all of this. There's going to be a place here to hook one plant here, and in this one we also can hook another plant up in here as well. But I believe this is going to be amazing. I really do like that blue background. It doesn't look as completely natural, but I think once we put the plants in, you're not going to see it so prominent in the tank. And I think it's mostly going to be seeing all of those beautiful colors, and I cannot wait to show you guys when the water's in here. So now I'm going to be filling up the tank. I usually put a plastic bag down here and put it on like a shower, and I'm going to fill it up about halfway so that I can start putting the plants in, and we're going to see how they float and how they sit in the tank. And then make sure after you guys glue your tank, wait like 45 minutes before you fill it up, and make sure to do that tap test to all of it to make sure it's glued. And do it very slowly. This is the patience part. You got to do it really slowly so it doesn't ruin the substrate and bring up your bottom layer with all the nutrition in it. So now what you guys are going to do, we're going to be we put a little bit of water just to see if everything's going to stay where it needs to. And we're going to be taking our Nubias that I've had from all of my tanks, and we're going to glue them to the glue points that I've had. So this one over here, let me see if I can show you. Yeah, this one over here, it's already on a rock, and that's a Nubias Nana. So we're going to just leave that tucked underneath there. But these ones right here, we're going to end up gluing all these down to these points. So we're going to take a little bit of glue, and we're going to put it on the rhizome. And we're going to gently stick it to the rock point. hold it there for about 10 seconds. There we go. And then I got another, this is a Nubius Nana. So I want to mix those together because I love how they look together. And we're going to put that right inside here. So make sure you guys keep your plants moist. You don't want them to dry out, because if they do dry out, they're going to wilt. So I just have my little hose and I just put it on mist, and we're just gonna mist the plants. Okay. Okay, and I got some really beautiful Java fern. This is Java fern with nano leaf. It's the narrow leaf version of it. I don't like the other ones that has the little fingers on it. I really don't. So I got the narrow leaf, and we're just going to be sticking them in. Like I stuck this one over here, and we're going to do a balance, and we're going to be actually sticking the other one down in here somewhere, and then sticking this in the groove right here. Actually, I don't know where we're going to stick this, because I want to be able to cover some of these ends. So if we put, yeah, we're just going to stick it right in, stick one right in here. Just let it sit, because it'll flow up with the water. And I want to stick one right up inside here. So we might have to glue that there. Maybe Asher will think of something else. Maybe we'll do something else, because I really don't like that. And it's okay, you know what I mean? If you really don't like something, don't glue it yet. Just stick it there and stare at it for a minute. You know what I mean? It's okay to really think about it. And then also I got this really beautiful crypt. This is a really, really beautiful crypt. It is the crinkle leaf crypt. And I really wanted it down inside here. Right here. We're going to stick that right inside there. Make sure all the roots are inside the ground. There we go. And stick a crypt in there, and we're going to put this one in there before it dries, and we're going to finish filling all this up, because all the other ones that I'm going to be putting in here are going to be going into the substrate. I just put this little filter on there because this was from the 20-gallon and it has beneficial bacteria in it. But then I also have a bigger hangback filter that is made for up to a 75-gallon, which I want to get a different one that like this one. This one back here is amazing. I'm going to buy that one on Amazon. It also has a skimmer on it. But we're gonna do this for now until I get a different filtration. Eventually I want to get a canister filter for this one. But we also put in some Monte Carlo, some pennyworts. We also have all this stuff. So now we're going to be able to see what else we're going to be putting in here, and letting this sit and filter for a minute. And then I want to be figuring out what else I'm going to put in here. I know I want to put some Vallisneria in the back and some stem plants, because I want to be harvesting from this tank. I know I want to put these in here and put all these smaller ones in there as well for the front of the tank. But we're going to see what else I really want to put in here for now. We're going to let it filter for a couple hours, let it get cleared up, and then I will show you guys what else I put in there and show you guys the finished product until I get the plant order, until I order some more plants that I really want to put in the front of the substrate. But so far, I really am thinking this tank is looking amazing for what it is. So let's keep going. All right, guys, I know the water is cloudy, but we have put all the plants that I'm going to put in for now. So I don't know if you guys can see that, because we're going to get this water clear so you guys can see this when it clears up, and it's probably going to clear up tomorrow. We'll show a big, huge, another video of it tomorrow. But we put Vallisneria. I put some peace lilies up inside here, so you have the roots hanging in the water down here. We're going to see all of this tomorrow, but we're going to let it filter. But this is the important thing. When you're at this point of the game, always put your prime and your stability in there. I'm going to be throwing the snails back in there because I have 2 snails that I'm going to put in there. I'm going to clean up the water, the top of the water, because I really don't want this duckweed in there. So we're going to take the duckweed out. I might put a couple more of my water lettuce inside there because I have really beautiful water lettuce that I'm going to probably float on top of the water so it can grow. But for right now, we're going to leave it, let it cycle, and I will show you guys an update tomorrow. So put 1 cap, for a 40 gallon, for the first time, I put 2 caps of each inside my 40 gallon. For a 20, I would say 1 cap each. For a 10, 1 cap each. And we're going to do this every day for the next 7 days. Do a 20% water change. And then I like testing my water and seeing how it is. But we're going to be doing fish and cycle, and we'll show all that tomorrow. She is all done. So we have got her all set up. I even put the fish in there. I put some beautiful Endlers inside the tank and some German rams, and I have some electric blue rams that I've bred myself, and I'm going to get a female for him pretty soon, and a female, 2 females for the electric blues, and see who pairs up. But this tank has came out absolutely beautiful. I love the background. We're just gonna wait for the plants to grow in. Here's the top view, and it came out really, really pretty. We're gonna let these plants grow and see what it looks like in the future. But everybody is doing really well. But we're gonna keep on doing we're gonna put some more fish in here, but we're gonna let this tank cycle for at least 3 weeks, and we're gonna do a video, an update video on this tank, so you guys can see how everything came out and what other plants we have put in here. So thank you guys for watching. So make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.